This week's Retail Week is brought to you by Avail, Phosphorus Fertilizer Enhancer. Never stop pushing. Well, again, welcome back. It's Paul Schrimpf here with Eric Sfiligoj. Back from the road. Eric was gone a little longer than I was at the Farm Machinery Show. I got to go to a couple of things. I shot down to Indianapolis to speak at a AgriLine Genetics meeting, as a regional meeting of folks, and just talked about precision ag, and I think precision and how they handle data and relationship with growers and technology was a big part of the discussion. So that was good to see. They seem to have some interesting tools they're going to be adding on, which probably can't disclose since it was their internal sales meeting, but very interesting stuff. And should be seeing some things rolling out from that. And then on the way back, I stopped and talked to our cover subject for Precision Ag Professional in April, Eric Eller, who's at Forefront Ag Solutions. He's in central Indiana, and he's a small operator. He basically has big dreams, but I think the interesting thing about what he's doing is he's using technology to really supplement what he can do by himself, and using, by ensuring that all the different pieces that he's using are connected, he's really able to deliver some solid value. He's chosen some good partners that provide some data feedback, and I think overall, it'll be a good lesson in how you can operate something modestly, but still really bring some value to growers. So,
look forward to reading that one.
Forward to in April. So you were at the big show.
Yeah, the National Farm Machinery Show. Now it's 52nd year. And Paul, just some statistics on that event. It takes place in Louisville, Kentucky every year at the Kentucky Exposition Center. Draws in about 300,000 folks and contributes a little over $20 million to the local economy, according to the folks that put it on. And two things that came out of that show, Paul. Number one, the folks at the Kentucky Exposition Center have an agreement now in place with the Association of Equipment Manufacturers. So starting in 2018, AEM is going to help promote and get more exhibitors possibly into the show, add some spice to the show with seminars and other things. So that was the big news coming out of the show itself from the organizers. One thing that I did find at the show, though, Paul, is a few of the exhibitors that have been there year after year decided to skip this year. We were at an event before the show took place. The folks at Raven, for about 7 years now, have been doing a pre-show meeting with a couple of their customers and members of the media, and they let us know that they were not exhibiting at this year's National Farm Machinery Show. Decided to spend their money elsewhere and go direct to their customers in some cases. So that was kind of interesting to find out.
Anything in terms of new products or product trends that you saw?
Yeah, there were a couple of new products on the floor. In particular, there was a new spreader box from the folks at New Leader. And next week's video, we'll have video from the show ready to share with the debut of that new G5 unit.
Cool. Very interesting. Yeah, I saw the press releases on that, so it'll be good to see it live and up front. So we got a Commodity Classic in a couple of weeks. We've got Innovation Series next week. We'll be in St. Louis, and we'll have something from that over the next couple of weeks. It's a lot going on. This is, but we'll get to the beginning of March. Who was I talking to? We were talking to somebody down in Louisiana, and already they had a run of 70-degree days, and of course, agriculture is always the trigger for agriculture is always, as soon as the temperature gets up, everyone perks up. And he said that they were running. He said he was driving in and saw some planters running.
Well, I know that ourselves. I mean, because the Louisville is only about a 6-hour drive from where our offices are here in Ohio. While we were driving down, the weather was perfect, and a few of the fields that we passed in Kentucky, just north of Florence, there were some tractors and planters in the field. They weren't running, but they were in the field. So obviously there are a couple of growers in Kentucky who are already getting ready to start putting seed in the ground.
Well, the consultant I talked to quipped. He said he called the offices and he said, whatever seed you delivered, order it again.
Nice.
If we get a frost, we're going to be putting it right back down again. But that's the way ag goes, every year. There's just the urge to plant is just too strong.
Yep.
All right, well, that's it for this edition of Crop Life Retail Week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
There are no marks of conflict lining this landscape. No echoes of economic hardship. Just the unmistakable murmur of Mother Nature's hand. In the perennial quest to outperform, ensure your crop gets the nutrients it craves with Avail Phosphorus Fertilizer Enhancer. Nothing helps protect your investment more, so you can grow confidently no matter what comes your way. Avail. Hold your ground.
Thank you to this week's video sponsor, Avail Phosphorus Fertilizer Enhancer from Verdesian Life Sciences.